Hello friends, I'm KitaDollx and welcome to my channel. Since starting this channel a couple of months ago, it's grown more than I ever would have guessed, and I would really like to thank all of you that have been watching and commenting along the way. I've gotten quite a few requests in the comments for a farm tour, so today I'm going to show you all around. Hopefully it's not too disappointing, but my farm design has changed many times and it'll probably change again. This is just kind of where I converged after the 1.6 update. If you like what you see, or if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. With that being said, let's get into it. First things first, this is on the forest farm map, so I kind of knew early on that I wanted to try to finish the community center as fast as possible and maybe go for perfection on this playthrough. I liked some early in-game perks like hardwood from respawning large stumps and the assortment of mushrooms that pop up. In hindsight, it probably wasn't worth it for that little head start on those things, but overall, I still like the aesthetic of the trees bordering the map and the extra ponds. It can be a little bit more challenging to fit things in together than on the standard farm, but I don't think I'd trade it. With the 1.6 update, I moved the farmhouse to a nice central location overlooking the biggest pond. It's a nice way to start each day in Stardew. From here, your eye is probably drawn to the colorful fish ponds and the slime hutches. I ended up with 5 slime hutches after they were shrunk down in the 1.6 update. I tried to color coordinate the ponds and the slime colors and everything else nearby to the extent that I could. I'll poke around inside each one to give you a look. With the green hutch, we've got slime jack ponds and various wild green rain trees. This is kind of the main slime processing hutch, so it's got all of the slime egg presses. With the blue hutch, I have a few random fish ponds with normal watercolor and mystic trees. I used to have crystallariums in each slime hutch making gems with a matching color, but I kinda went ham with the marble braziers in here and never came all the way back from that. The rest of the ponds all have cherry trees, which was kind of the best color matching I could do for purple and red. The first purple hutch has super cucumber ponds for a lighter purple and fire opal crystallariums on the inside. It's pretty much a useless gem to replicate, but it's really not about the money anymore, and I just wanted purple gems. The second purple hutch has void salmon fish ponds and amethyst crystallariums. Not too much else exciting to see though. And last but not least is the red hutch with my lava eels and fire quartz. To the right of my red slime hutch, I have all of my different obelisks for quick, easy travel, as well as some of my statues. It's a pretty convenient location for fast travel, so I don't get too frustrated when I click the wrong one. You'd think that the giant pictures on the side of them would be obvious, but my sweet little brain has clicked on the wrong one just a few too many times. To the right of the house, I have sort of a staging area, if that's what you call it. It's kind of a test area where I can try out different crops, trees, equipment, etc. Maybe someday I'll find something permanent to put there. I was thinking about putting a Junimo hut just for fun, even though I'm not really growing crops anymore, but we'll see. The greenhouse got pushed all the way to the right edge of the map. I usually just stop in there once a week to harvest my ancient fruit and then make a day out of Ginger Island harvests and making wine. Speaking of wine, I guess we should head over to the wine sheds. After getting the golden clock and the return scepter, I'm not really sure what to do with all the money, but I guess that collecting my ancient fruit wine and starting new batches is just kind of a habit now. I have 3 sheds dedicated to wine and they all look very similar. If you've seen one, you've seen them all kind of, so I won't take you into each one. Trust me, there's nothing weird in the other ones. There are 2 more sheds that I squeezed in the lower left corner. The left shed is for crystallariums. It's all diamonds right now, mainly because they're the lowest maintenance. I don't really need any other particular gems, so it's easiest to only have to visit every 5 days. And the 5th and final shed is for my aquarium. I used to keep all of these in my house, but it never quite fit right. So I took over a shed that used to be for more processing equipment, and I'd say that it is a way better looking space now. And I'm definitely considering converting some of the wine sheds over to something more fun now too. Now that I don't really need all of the wine money, I'd really like to focus more on personalization and aesthetics. I'd love to hear your thoughts or fun ideas for shed interior design if you have any. The bottom right corner of my farm is for all of my farm animals. The 3 ponds made it hard to fit buildings together very nicely, so I decided to just give it all to the little farm babies. It gives them tons of space to walk around and eat, plus the ducks can easily hop in the ponds. There's not much inside of the coops other than auto grabbers and auto petters. I threw some cheese presses and mayonnaise makers in with some hoppers, but I'm usually too lazy to collect them all the time. Before we head inside the house, I'll give you a quick shot of the whole farm. I'm sure it's not the most well-planned or the best-looking farm, but it's really grown on me, and I'm obsessed with the way that the cherry trees look in spring. They took a lot of planning, but I'm pretty happy with the result. I do have a word of caution for anybody who wants to put a bunch of fruit trees in though. Since they don't grow next to buildings, you'll have to really plan things out ahead of time. They do need a full season to grow all the way, and you'll have to wait until they're mature before you can move in farm buildings next to them or put in paths. All right, let's have a look inside of the house. All right, so right away when you walk in, I hope that this isn't too disappointing for anyone. I feel like I put a lot of effort into designing the outside of my farm and didn't put too much into the inside of my farmhouse. So right when we get in the door, to the left you'll notice that I have an area for some more processing in the dining room. Right now I'm working through some super cucumber roe, but it's kind of whatever I have on hand to restock them in the little bins to the left. To the right of the kitchen, I have a small living room area. I keep all of my catalogs in the cubby for convenience since it's a central location. Up the stairs, I have my Junimo room. If you know me, you know that I love Junimos. I think they are the absolute cutest thing in the whole world, so it only makes sense that I would give them a room in my house. In the attic, I made a makeshift greenhouse for coffee beans. I like the speed boosts, but also I am a caffeine addict in real life, so I thought it was kind of funny to have a whole room dedicated to just coffee beans. From there, we're gonna head through my bedroom, which I do think is kind of plain. I've changed it around a few times, but nothing's really stuck yet. From there, we'll keep heading to the right, past my mushroom dehydrators, and into my very normal children's very normal room, where definitely nothing weird is going on. From there, we head down the stairs to the former bedroom turned living room. To the right of that is Leah's room, so not much to say there. In the southern room, I have kind of a workshop room. I have furnaces, an anvil, a mini forge, and a workbench pulling from a bunch of chests for all of my crafting. It was one of the first rooms that I set up, and it's been really convenient, so it hasn't changed much, other than a few additions from update 1.6. And of course, heading down to a room that some of you might recognize from previous videos, the basement, which is completely empty right now except for 2 jade crystallariums. This is from the last video that we did, kind of putting all of the crystallarium stuff head to head, but I haven't done anything with it since. Before we step outside again, I'll give you a quick little view of the whole interior one more time. Feel free to pause if you'd like, otherwise, let's wrap things up. I really hope that you enjoyed my little farm tour, and I know that the scientists appreciated some time off from mushroom math. Maybe it even gave you some ideas for your own farm. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe, or come say hello to me on Twitch. Until next time, goodbye!